So
For
alignment,
one that doesn't get that.
sure. So alignment, a definition, is about making sure things are in sync or working together towards a common goal. So making sure that they're in sync and working together towards the common goal. And so that's essentially that's where our struggle was, right? When we formed this partnership, because we had, even though our communication was strong, we were failing to communicate what this newer vision was, right? Because we just assumed that they understood what the vision was.
Yeah, and that's where I think, to even put more to what is alignment, right? I think the most common thing, and this may have just maybe in for me, my grandfather was an entrepreneur. I always credit him for, the spirit that I have personally to be that business owner, to stay in the fight that entrepreneurs fight every day, of working harder than most to try and do more than average. But he was a big old tires guy. So he was in the car business, and I grew up around the shops. And one of the big things that people will do for their car on a regular basis is check your alignment, right? Mm-hmm. So I, to me, kind of second nature, and our understanding what alignment was, and that is something that commonly can get shifted off. And when you think, so a car driving down the street, you want all four. Let me see if I can, get my, you got a front set and a back set of tires, and you want all of those wheels rolling symmetrically and directionally the same. Well, you think about those tires are controlled by this swing arm inside of the car. And if you hit a big pothole, and I mean, I know I have, riding around in the state of Kentucky, you hit that pothole that you don't see until you get right there on it, that's going to throw the alignment of that tire off. So, when people talk about alignment, they say it's also not just something that you set and then it never changes, right? Mm-hmm. So I just want to say that these leaders that have been with us from day one, they have always been aligned with the mission, right? The mission was to grow this final expense organization that was set up like state farm agencies on every street corner across America, right? Now, and we sold one product, and we sold one carrier. And at some point that changes, because as you get bigger and as you grow deeper into the business, you realize there's more opportunity out there. And that was the beautiful thing about that AmeriLife relationship, right? We found leadership that was going to challenge us and push us to do more than what was kind of comfortable for us as business owners.
Absolutely. And just to put a little context behind that, when you were, we've been doing one thing for over 10 years of final expense. And with this new partnership, we were looking to add in the health portion and or the retirement portion. And so, change is hard, right? And, but it's an ever evolving thing. And if you're not changing, then you're not growing. Right. So you're so right, because when you think about, hey, we've always been aligned, it's just, we had to shift in business model.
Yeah. And like you've said, like you're saying, communication is the start, right? So I think step one is that your leadership or your visionary is going to see beyond the now. And that was kind of where we were in the 2021 era. I mean, God, there wasn't a whole lot of change in 2020, right?
No.
So, change was kind of a forced thing. We did a lot of work back then in understanding forced change, right? And, the leader, the vision, gets to make choice change. And that was kind of where we were. So with that partnership, we're learning, we're meeting new people, we're new business owners that have kind of focused on one business line in their career models. And we're thinking, man, we've got a lot of tens of thousands of customers that are all sitting there in this space, and they have this need, and we haven't asked them about that, right? So it was very clear as a leader and someone that's growing a business to say, yeah, that makes a lot of common sense. So right. That's step one, is you've got to see it. You got to bring awareness to the next step. And then step two has to be aligning your team, because I'm not the guy that's out there moving the needle when it comes to adding on new clients. I'm not the guy that's out there knocking on the door or making those sales calls. So rolling that down to the drivers of the bus, the people that are actually moving right on the street. Yeah.
So, I really think, so step two would be assessing strengths, right? And so, putting the right people in the right seats. And, we've always been taught, right? If you went to elementary school, grade school, high school, whatever the case may be, you always had, if you weren't great at math, they always wanted you to focus on this, and they always wanted you to focus on something that you weren't great at. And so this is really a flip of the mindset. Really double down on what you're great at, right? So you can become even better. And, when you think about assignment, hey, assigning someone to the role that without a doubt that they're going to be exceptional, right? They're going to be able to grow to that next level when they are tasked with that assignment.